Hi, Jeff, right here. I'm the President and CEO of Southland Regional Chamber of Commerce. We're continuing our candidate interviews. I am sitting down today with Joe Thomas. Joe is a candidate for County Council. Joe, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Jeff. Appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, hey, Joe, remind us, which district are you running for, and about what part of the county geographically is that?
Okay, I am running for County Council District A, northwest side of St. Joe County. It goes obviously up to the state line, goes over to New Carlisle, the county line, all the way down to New Road, comes back up to around the Auten Road area, Cleveland Road. So it's a pretty big district. I think it's the second largest in size.
Yep.
So yeah, it is the northwest part of the county.
Okay, great. So, Joe, people who aren't familiar with you, how about just an introduction? Tell us a little bit about who Joe Thomas is.
Okay, yeah. I've lived in St. Joe County for over 30 years. I've raised 4 children in the county and loved living here. I'm a small business owner. My business is just over the state line in Buchanan, Michigan. I've owned a golf course for over 30 years and owned it, operated it, employed probably over 1,000 people in that 30 plus years. And I've always had an interest in local government and just a good place to live with your family, to raise your family. And of course, that's always important to all of us. We want a safe place to live in a growing community. And so it's always just been an interest of mine.
So Joe, is that, people give back in a lot of different ways. You were inspired to file to run for office. Is that really what got you going this time?
Yeah, I've always wanted to give back. I didn't serve in the military. My dad was a combat veteran. My grandpa was a combat veteran. I always felt I didn't do enough. So this is my chance to kind of give back. And so
Great,
that's my motivation and always has been.
great.
So this is a
Well,
good
we're
chance.
glad you've signed on, and appreciate the chance to get to know you a little bit more today. So, Joe, for folks who maybe aren't familiar, talk to us a little about county council and what's a county councilman do, and why is that important to us?
Well,
Why should we care?
local government, I believe, is overlooked by a lot of people. I'm not being critical. I just think it's human nature, but it's so important because we are obviously the county council. We're responsible for helping bring in businesses. And as a small business owner and operator, I think I have a unique perspective to that. And we want to attract business and to the county. And so a person like me, I think, has a unique background on the council. I think I'm probably the only business owner that may be on the council if I get elected. And so that is a whole different perspective. And I'm here as a council person to listen too. I need to listen to the community, the people in my district, and obviously what's good for the community. But we need to attract small business owners, and that's good for our area.
Great. Joe, as you've been meeting with, potential voters and stuff, and as you've been watching even from the sidelines, you obviously, in your mind, develop things that are important to your priorities as you can. What kind of priorities would a Joe Thomas have as he is, if he becomes a county councilman?
Well, I've been knocking on a lot of doors and talking to a lot of the people. What I hear, the number one issue is public safety. And I think that's all our concern. So we need to retain county police officers. I don't think there's anybody that's against that, but that's a challenge, as we all know, in these times. And at the same time, we want the county to grow, and we want to bring a tax base in that can help the county grow and be a nice place to live. So that's what I'm hearing out in the door knocking. I'm hearing the public safety is number one. And the property tax assessment has been a huge issue. Obviously, that the state has to do with that, but that's a big concern of citizens too.
Yep. Joe, obviously, in a leadership role in the county, you've got to address different challenges, and so what's the thing that the county should be worrying about most, or what are some of the big challenges that might be on the horizon that a county council might have to think more about?
I think
Did a couple of them, but
I think
Go
there's,
ahead.
yeah, there's more than one, but I think there's the roads are always an issue.
Yeah.
I think that's a never-ending issue, depending on where you live in the county, and probably certain parts of the county get neglected with their roads. And that's another thing I'm hearing, especially if people live out in western St. Joe County, out in New Carlisle, and south of that. I hear that because they feel like they're neglected. That's an issue I'm hearing as I'm knocking on doors. Um, and again, back to public safety. That's another thing. That's a very, very important issue. And we have to line item our budget, and we need to go over that to make sure we are retaining and recruiting police officers. And that's going to be a challenge, but we obviously we have to do that to have a safe society to live in.
Joe, talk for a second. Your perspective as a small business owner, you have as you're looking at revenue coming in, dealing with budgets and stuff. Help us understand how your small business experience translates into helping with those tough decisions you'll face as a county councilman.
Well, obviously, when you own your own business, you got to live within your means, and the county's no different. It's a business. People's households are no different on a micro level. You got to live within your means. You can't spend more than what you have. And I think I offer that unique experience with having my back against the wall in a small business. When you have your back against the wall and you own it, you're signing the name, your name's on that piece of paper. I tell you what, that is a whole new perspective, and most people who don't understand that, it's an advantage. I think definitely I have, and I'll help the county. And you got to make tough decisions, and you got to say no to certain things. But I think as a small business owner, in my experience for 30 plus years, and dealing with a lot of people, um, our golf course brings in over 25,000 people a year. I've employed well over 1,000 people, so I have to be able to deal with customers, employees. My business is a unique business where I'm a retail outlet. I'm a restaurant, and I have thousands of customers that come in there every day, and I have thousands of employees that I've dealt with. So I think that's a plus for the county.
Yeah, great. So Joe, you've been here for 30 plus years. You raised your family here. Well, if someone was coming to St. Joe County, what would you tell them about why they should move their family or move their business here?
Well, it's a great place to live. I think it's still an affordable place to live. I think that's very important, obviously. You go to different parts, not too far from here, get to Indianapolis, you can go to Chicago. This area is a great, quiet, safe area to raise your family. And it's a good area to own a business. And we're still friendly, tax friendly. Um, uh, we're a tax friendly community and a cost of living friendly community. I still think it's right up there. If you want to go to Chicago, you can go to Chicago. It's an hour and a half away. If you want to go to Indianapolis, a little over 2.5 hours away. So, but you still have the affordability to live here. And we have a lot of natural advantages being close to Lake Michigan also. So, yeah, we really enjoyed it here. We want to stay here.
Great. Joe, as we're wrapping up here, I'm going to give you the chance to give the 30-second elevator pitch. If somebody's in the ballot box voting for county councilman in District A, why they vote for Joe Thomas?
Well, I think I'm a fresh, obviously, never been in office before. I'm new. So I think that's huge. And I think owning a small business is very important. A person that has a lot of experience owning a small business, that I bring a new perspective to that. And I'm here for the citizens to listen and gather information to them. I want to listen to them because you have to listen to all different sides. You just can't be narrow minded and go and focus on what you think. And that's one thing about knocking on doors. I've been listening to a lot of the citizens.
Great. Joe, if somebody wanted more information about you, your candidacy campaign, where should we send them?
Yeah, Joe Thomas for countycouncil.com. Joe Thomas for countycouncil.com. I also have a Gmail address, Joe Thomas for countycouncil at gmail.com. And those are a great way to shoot me an email. If you have any questions, of course, I would be more than happy to answer.
Great. Joe, thanks for taking a little time with us today. Appreciate you running for office,
Yeah.
and thanks for helping our members get to know you a little bit better today. Good luck in the coming November election.
Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate the opportunity. Have a good day.
Right, you too.
Thank you.